Now, welcome to Worldchefs podcast. I'm your host, Ragnar, and this is World on a Plate. So, welcome to a very special episode of World on a Plate. Today, we'll be joined by Dr. Chef Manjit Singh Gill, who is one of our two candidates in the upcoming election for World Chef President. So, we're going to hear from both of them, and in this episode, from our friend Manjit, Chef Manjit, to better understand his vision for the future of World Chef. So I would like to introduce just a quick introduction to our candidate, Manjit. Welcome on the show.
Thank you very much, Ragnar. And thank you for the opportunity for the podcast.
A pleasure, Manjit. Manjit, you hold the title of President of the Indian Federation of Culinary Associations.
Yeah.
And over the years, you have an incredible career with roles including chef owner of the Eco Green Innovation Center. You were the corporate chief of the ITC hotels, and you were a sous chef before that, executive chef at the luxury hotels in ITC in Maurya, in New Delhi, and much, much more. So I just want to give you a really warm welcome. And yeah, again, thank you for joining the episode and answering some of our questions, our burning questions. And so, Manjit, just to start with, to talk about yourself, and can you give our listeners a bit of an insight into your beginning in the industry? What got you started as a chef?
You see, when I did my hotel management, and the culinary is a major subject even in the hotel management. And then I found when I from my childhood only I was very good in my arts and in my sports. And what I mean to say that to do the things which are outdoor and with the hands and more practical things. That was my personality to do it this way. So when I came into hotel management, I found cooking and the kitchen is a very vibrant operation. It's a very exciting. Every moment is full of excitement, and every moment there is a learning. There's so much in that. So then I decided, even doing after hotel management, I decided that I will join the kitchen. And I was lucky that I got a very good opportunity to join as a specialized kitchen management program in the Oberoi hotels, which is the most luxury hotels in the world and in India. So this is how, that, and then my more interest, got it when I went to the Cornell University, USA, and, did my courses over there. And I realized that being an Indian, or, and with my, outlook, and I was not aware much about my specialized own Indian food because hotel school training was more onto the international food. And that time used to be called continental food. And then I came back, and incidentally, I was in such a good company, an ITC at that time. And ITC was more focused on the in local, culture. And that is where I learned more about the culture and the food as a culture. And I started taking interest into the studying the Indian food philosophy and the Ayurveda and the total gastronomic science of India, of this region, I will say as India as a subcontinent, and which were documented, thousands of years back. So that brought me much more closer to the cooking and understanding the cooking and the food and the physiology, that how food, react to the body, for the human being. And that relationship made me much more interested to understand the food beyond recipes. Recipes are I feel now that the recipes of the cooking in the pan is the result of the skills and the knowledge on food you have.
And can you tell us, are there any moments in your very extensive career that you are particularly proud of?
Yeah, I'm very proud of.
And any particular moments or actions that you've done that you're particularly proud of?
I will say there are many. I will say, uh, I will keep getting the opportunities in the right time, and I really, able to handle them very well. You see. But I will say, uh, the opportunities interacting with the customers are a lot. But there's a great, events which I did. Like I did the 5,000 people dinner in Berlin during the international tourist, expo over there. And then I did the 3,000 people cocktail and the dinner in Davos during the World Economic Forum. So, and they are different challenges. Like my team has never worked at minus 30, to go and the very excitement, the food in the events when you do that. So the climate difference is so much that India and the Davos in Switzerland. So I have to put my team on medication 3 months before to increase their vitamin C and other things, so their immunity increase. They can be able to do that, and very successfully we able to do it. My team was absolutely enjoyed and no sickness.
Amazing.
So these are very exciting moments. There are many like that, which come across by doing the events, and definitely serving the heads of state. Incidentally, I'm very proud of that restaurant that I'm attached with that restaurant from the conception, from the drawing board till now, running last 47 years, and the menu is never changed. And you have the experience of that restaurant, Bukhara. So, which I'm very proud of that, and where they're very lucky to get the opportunity to serve all the heads of states who visit India. And very interesting interactions with, even the Tony Blair, the Bill Clinton, George Bush, with these people, and spending even 2 3 like I'm very lucky. I feel I spent even 5-10 minutes with Prince Charles and Lady Diana to serve them a very special dinner in the Jaipur. So even spending 2-3 minutes talking about your food and the culture, it really inspire you and take you further in future to move ahead.
Exactly. And we all know it's a challenging industry. So for you, what is the best part about working in this industry every day?
The best part in this industry is that, first I tell you, it gives you a lot of happiness because results are instant. The food is either good or bad. Food results is such an art, such an art that you cannot postpone, and you don't wait for the results after 2 days or 3 days when people will appreciate. No, without don't misunderstand, without like the painting, the sculpture, the many arts, which takes time for the appreciation, they remain there. Our motivation as a chef is you spend so much of time, so much of love, so much of passion you put into create a plate, but in 15-20 minutes it goes to dishwashing, it's a plain canvas again. And that's the inspiration that now my next plate will be better than what I made before. So that is the best, moment, or in our operation, in our working, and it keeps you. I feel with such a long experience now, but I feel I'm mentally and physically fit because I am cooking. Because I'm cooking, I'm still cooking, and it's so enjoyable. And I still feel that I have to learn so much. I know nothing. I have to learn a lot. So that's the best part of this operation. This is what we need to now narrate to our young chefs also. It's not a hard work. It's a responsible and interesting work.
So absolutely. And so now let's talk a little bit about your candidacy for president. Tell us, so why did you originally become involved in Worldchefs? When and why did you become involved in Worldchefs originally?
Yes. You see, I always felt that with my traveling, interacting with people, that in no profession you can grow without interacting with your own professionals. Interaction is very important. You can only learn. You cannot go to schools every 5 years or every 3 years, but you can learn from your colleagues. And that interaction has to be very, very objective. You know, it is for learning and sharing. Whatever you know, you must share with people. People share with you. So slowly, organic growth happens. Very good, very interesting. So interesting that, and then incidentally, as I again it's a coincidence that I'm coming as a presidential candidate in Singapore voting, and my first Congress, and first Congress attended in Singapore, 1990. That was my first Congress. I was impressed with Bill Gallagher's presentation. I impressed with interacting with the chefs from all over the world over there. It was a beautiful Congress. I still have souvenirs still on my in my room on my walls of the Singapore souvenirs. So, all these things inspired me. And then I decided in 1990 that we had a small association in Delhi, but I decided that I will make it a national body. And with national body, we will become the World Chefs Wax member. And 2004, we got the membership in Ireland. Right? That was a great moment to do the presentation to the board. And incidentally, my colleague, Chef Sondarajan, you know very well, is no more. But his contribution also was great. And we did presentation, and then board accepted it. And next day we got the membership. It was a great moment for the nation. And this is how we're slowly growing.
Exactly. So tell us, how do you think your extensive career, how has that prepared you for the possibility to lead Worldchefs members across the globe as the president?
The Ragnar it's a very interesting question. You see, the World Chef is very big now. It's global. It's not only few countries and very diverse cultures. Very diverse cultures. And I think being an Indian, because we have a nation of diversity in every culture, whether it's a language or art or cooking, or it's so diverse. So I feel that because of my bringing up in a diverse world, and having a respect to the cultures and the food and the ingredients, I think I will be able to govern the world chef and bring the culture of inclusivity in the collaboration. And there are many regions where I feel need a lot of upgradation and need to be involved there into the mainstream so they can be upgraded. So that's what I feel I can play a very important role. And maybe that's the reason there's a history of almost 100 years and someone has come from the different world, where who can understand diversity very well. So that people feel that they are part of this. Every member, every president should feel that they are part of the World Chefs.
So as World Chef President, what specific goals and objectives might you have in mind in your term, in your?
You see, my goal is, and my team is that we must inclusivity. We have to bring in diversity. We have to bring in our, in the team, in our programs, and that's the most important thing. And then the other is that we need to have transparency so that people can, know what are we doing. So more transparency we have to bring in, involve the people. That's the transparency will come in, and the other more important, the transparency and involvement will get from the more digital systems now which has come in now recently, and they are used in the larger associations, and even into the few governments also, is the digital transformation we will have, and where we like to have a thing like e-parliament. Why people need to wait for the Congress after 2 years to put up their issues or put up their concern or amplify their voice? We can have an e-parliament every 6 months, which I'm available. And the other thing, what is the best I feel I will be able to do the justice is I'm a full time, I will take the responsibility of the world chefs. I have nothing else to do to earn money or to make anything. So that's my full time when I'm there. So I can do the e-parliament every 6 months. People can raise their issues, raise their questions, what they expect from the world chef, so that in the board agenda they can be included. So there are many issues like this which we'll try to bring in. A lot of good things are happening. I'm not saying excellent things the world chef is doing, but now we have to raise the benchmark, and we have to raise the level of the world chefs to a other international. I compare these things. Why can't this be called as the UN of the gastronomy? Why we don't have a voice to the governments of the other countries? There are now I'm understanding even much more when I'm interacting with the different presidents and all. There are many, even their own country, there is somewhere they don't have the place what the chef should have. Why can't World Chef is such a large body now? It's a global and it's a large and a lot of power, and the white jacket has so much of power. Why can't we interact with the government of their country? Why can't we approach them? Uplift these people. We should do that. And another thing which I like to do is, that's agenda. In the and my vision, they upgrade the a particular region or a country. Like in my when I'm the corporate chef of the ITC hotel, and whichever hotel we like to upgrade the food and beverage, we used to have a food and beverage conference in that hotel. So best of the resources go there. That hotel gets like a training, and the whole impact change the profile of that hotel. So same way we must be concerned with the regions. We must upgrade them. So these are the things which I have a vision, so that people are more involved. They feel concerned with the world chefs, so that we are able to do it, because I can understand this pain. I'm going through that throughout my life. I've gone through that. I've seen. I've understand, and being still working in the kitchen. Still, I have a kitchen in my own office. I do my research and development for my own self, and I can feel that that how much the inputs or how much upgradation required to every chef time to time to do better.
Great. And so
Yeah.
tell us, how would you support the young chefs in particularly if you were to become a next president? And what is the
Yes,
agenda for young
the
chefs?
young chefs and the culinary education, which will do, and we'll do it. Culinary education also design. There are very nice courses of certification the World Chef has started, no doubt in that. But now we need to understand the region, and then according to the region, we have to design the programs, so that that region can come up, and the chefs become the young people, they become better. And culinary education will have, even if now I have to see when we come there, and definitely with your help and all that, why can't we have some uh, the exchange programs from the chefs to the one region to go to the other region, and the member country chefs or member presidents and member should encourage the people to come, and they need to be exposed. There can be a scholarship given. Why can't we have a scholarship to be given if we identify that the board decide or the world chef decide, and we can have 5, 10 scholarships in a year, that people can go out, and the senior chefs mentor them and train them. So the young chefs need a lot of mentorship, other than the certification program. We need to train people. The biggest thing, which even in the young chefs and even the senior people also in the mental health. We have to work on the mental health. I know it. There are a lot of chefs are under pressure, and their pressure of the the job responsibility is such. Pressure is not that they have some other environment. Pressure is the job responsibility is such, and it's a very subjective. Every customer, every diner comes with a subjective taste. Particularly, I can understand in my country or in many other countries where the customer put sometimes the chefs come under the pressure. The chefs have a lot of pressure for the now, which as the system has started, the rewards, awards, recognition, stars of the restaurants. And if you lose the star or you lose the recognition, you come under pressure. So you are so these kind of things need to be tackled by the mental health. There are apps available where people can go on them and people can take the help, and we will create those apps. We will become the member of those apps. We'll buy them so that people can time to time get the mental health programs and they can perform much better and cook much better for their diners.
Right. Thank you, Manjit, for that. So we got a good insight into your presidency, but let's look into the future a little bit, and just to give a listener's peek into your vision. What do you hope Worldchef is able to accomplish in the future? Now we're approaching 100 years of existence.
You see, the future and dynamics of the whole world is changing, like sustainability, hunger. This is where we need to play a very important role. As you are aware, you know it when I went to United Nations program, the Sustainable Goal 2. So after that, we created the Chef's Manifesto. I think that is presented by the Paul Newham in our congresses, but that need to be promoted much bigger way. And that is the best document. Still, we are not able to practice into our members, each member. We have very few people, and we want that to grow organically. We don't want to say, oh, Chef's Manifesto is followed by 20,000 people. But what is the output? So we like to grow them organically, and that I'm going to introduce to that Chef's Manifesto in future to each president, each member of the world chefs must practice that. You need not to go out anywhere. You have to practice the waste. We can, take care of the sustainability, and when we'll save the food more, we'll not waste. We'll be able to take care of the hunger. And that's a very much concern because we feed people. That's a different thing. We charge money to feed people, but we feed the human beings. So that is why the chefs are into that mode that they do charities. They take care of the people in the difficult time, and they give the food, whatever best they can give food also, as a charity to the people. But that food, the time has changed. Now, you don't need only food to be given, but you need nutritional food to be given.
Mm-hmm.
That food is not, we need not to give the mass of food. Oh, this is the food. But that food should be nutritional. People must get the nutrition. Who get the food, they must feel healthy and good. And that's what, and we have to take the World Chef to the next level, which I'm saying we must take that step. And I'm talking to the Ministry of External Affairs that how food diplomacy is done, how the diplomacy is done, so how food can play a very important role in the diplomacy. And now we are seeing that last 3-4 years only, not even 3-4 years, 2 years, that when the heads of states are going to different countries, the menus of the chef is started getting highlighted. So this is where we can play a very important role and get into these people much closer who are the policy makers for the world.
Right.
So we will take that level we'll achieve for the world chef.
Right. Now look at our industry. What do you think is the culinary industry's biggest challenge that lie ahead?
People. The more people, that is what I'm saying. We have to change the narrative. We have to come out of that. I'm sure in the most of the parts of the world, we only say, oh, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of long hours. It's not easy. No, it's fun cooking. We have to change the narrative. It is not a hard work. It is a responsible work. You get you can become. This is the only profession where you can become a star. You can become celebrity. You can write books. You can, there's so much to do in this. There is no moment of dull moment in this operation. So it's fun. If you compare with any other profession, I think this is the best profession one can have. I think we are blessed. The whole world is working to earn, to feed themselves, or to eat. We are the feeders.
Right.
We don't work for the food. Food is there. We have it. We are blessed with the food. So we have to change the narratives. We have to now do the mentorship more. We have to go to the institutes. This we do in India also, and I think shows the many. So we have to, and so that more and more children can also get into that. Like International Chef Day, last many years we are having with a focus on the children. How to bring the young people make interested into the food. So these are one of the best methods to do these things and to get more young people. Like in India, we recently had for the school children to write an essay on hospitality and of a chef and a chef. So the essay writing has happened, and we give a lot of big awards are given to them. Who has done. So this is how the thousands of people got interested, understood, and done the research on hospitality, done the research on gastronomy, and then written the essay. So these kind of lot of programs we can introduce with the school children so that they feel to become the chef and they decide to become the chef. It's a very exciting. And chef is a opportunity globally for the jobs. You can travel. Who travel more than the chefs? I myself been to almost about 70 countries. And what we do, we just eat and drink, enjoy. We do cooking, we eat food. We do that. We do pop-ups. We do, there's so much to do with this profession.
Absolutely.
So that's what we have to communicate, and we encourage the young people to get into that.
Focus on, yeah.
That's the biggest challenge at this moment.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Manjit. And so just in a few final words, so how would you describe your presidency if you were to earn the role? What type of president would you be?
Say again.
How would you describe your presidency if you were to earn the role? What sort of president would you be? What
type of president I will be?
Yes.
So I will, as I said before, one is that I'm a full-time president of Worldchefs. Full-time. My 100% focus will be every day on the Worldchef because I have no other responsibility, or I don't report to anybody. I'm a boss of myself, so I will be the Worldchef boss. Full-time. 365 days, 7 days a week, 4 years. Definitely. And other is that, I like to, along with my team, to build the future that empower the chefs. Mm-hmm. Every region, the chefs must be empowered with the knowledge, with the skills, and who raise their respect in their own regions. We must do some activities like that. And I must celebrate the diversity. That's very important. Now I understood the diversity even much more out of India. When I'm interacting with the world, there are a lot of languages you need to know, or a lot of languages you have to communicate. It's not easy. So, but we have to understand that. We cannot tell them, okay, we'll speak one language. No, everybody has to follow their own culture. So we must celebrate the diversity. We must celebrate the ingredients. We must celebrate their culture. And of course, we must champion on the sustainability. We must work with the food chain. We must work with the World Farmers Association, so that we can understand farmers, so that we can understand our ingredients. So these are the things which I think we will do as a president and unite the all culinary world for a progressive, and inclusive tomorrow.
Well, thank you again, Manjit. Thank you for joining us. And so we have the message, and I want to wish you best of luck next month in Singapore.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you there and seeing all our friends and all our chefs around the world in Singapore. World Chef Congress in Singapore. 20 October is starting.
Thank you very much, Ragnar. Thank you very much to give the opportunity to put my point of view, and look forward to meeting you in Singapore, and to all my presidents, other presidents of different countries. And I wish the successful Congress, World Congress in Singapore, very successful.
Thank you, Manjit. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're listening to Worldchefs podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you all for listening. This is Worldchefs podcast. I'm your host, Ragnar, and you're listening to World on a Plate. So we were listening to Manjit, and we'll see you all in Singapore World Chef Congress. Thank you very much, and stay safe.